What will the Dodgers starting rotation look like to start the season? What are the key dates we need to know as to when that six-man rotation is going to kick in? And last year, the Dodgers used a lot more starters than we thought they were going to use. Which pitchers that won't be on the Dodgers OBJ starting rotation will pitch and start games for the Dodgers this coming season? Also, USA-Mexico last night was electric. Randy Arozarena, Cal Raleigh, similar to the situation with Will Smith. We'll talk a little bit about that. You also got probably a really nice flashback late in that one from Alejandro Kirk. Roki Sasaki, we got an update. Hyeseong Kim, we've got an update. The Dodgers in action with Tyler Glasnow on the mound. All that more coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball. Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Warrior Parade! We got it, Parade! The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series! Starts the 50-50 clock! Milky Magic! Freeman hits the ball to right field! She is gone! Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Live from the heart of Los Angeles, this is Dodgers Dugout Live with your host, Doug McKain.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain. Friends call me D-Mac. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. If you're new to the show, if you're new to the channel, and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, drop a like, drop a comment. Podcast listeners, write us a review. We'll read on this show. This show is brought to you by the LA Sports Report, my new show about all LA sports. If you haven't watched today's episode, go to the LA Sports Report over on YouTube. Subscribe today and go to gearup.la for the best t-shirts in the game. Go pick those up. Today's Dodgers Dugout Live poll question of the show. I asked you guys over on the X, and I want you to chime in here. Who do you want to see throwing out the first pitch for the Dodgers on opening day? And I only included two options, Clayton Kershaw and other. And right now, 89.1% say Clayton Kershaw and 10.9% say other. Some interesting ideas down below in the comments. Christopher says, to be clear, he should actually pitch the first inning so that if we win the three-peat, he gets one more ring. I like that. Also, I see a terrible comment here. It says, can't be Kershaw. Don't want to start the season down 1-0.
Bruh.
Come on, man. Show some respect to the GOAT. Where my Christians at? My devout Christians, okay? I don't appreciate that. Boris. Probably Scott Boris. Probably a Giants fan, a Padres fan, a Kirsch hater. No Kirsch slander is tolerated here. I'm looking at you, Nando, okay? We don't accept that. But the game's going on. We got some live action. We get into that. There's so much to get into in the world of Dodger baseball. So let's get right into it.
Leading off, the hottest story in Dodger baseball.
All right, we got some quick updates from Camelback Ranch. The Dodgers in action right now. But we got a really positive update on Hyeseong Kim. So Hyeseong Kim, he hurt his hand on a slide in the WBC. And the good thing is that the news coming out of the WBC is that it, quote, is not anything of concern. So no worries about Hyeseong Kim. If you were losing sleep over HSK's hand, he is going to be fine. His team advanced in the WBC, and that's great to see. And hey, Dave Roberts said a couple of days ago that it's good to see Alex Freeland in camp because they can have eyes on him. You can't have those eyes on where HSK is, where Hyeseong Kim is playing, because he's competing in games, but they are paying close attention to those games, the results of those games. And I think that Kim did enough in his time. And yes, it was a short amount of time, but I think he did enough to prove to Dave Roberts and Andrew Friedman and this organization that he is ready to make that opening day roster. And it does make you wonder, just when you watch these games for the rest of the WBC, it's, hey, yes, you want the pageantry, the excitement, you want these players to represent their countries, but everyone's always asking me, who am I rooting for? USA, Japan, the Dominican Republic. I'm rooting for team health. I'm rooting for team Dodgers don't get injured. That is who I'm rooting for. And as long as we get that, I will be happy. I'm just here for the show of it all. And that's where I want to switch gears temporarily and talk about the WBC and talk about yesterday's USA versus Mexico in Houston. I thought Aaron Judge said it perfectly after the game, where it's postseason baseball feel in the month of March, when typically you are playing baseball that gets mundane. It feels meaningless to some, not us. You and I are sickos. We get it. We'll watch every inning of this type of stuff. But it's cool to see players competing for something that feels bigger than themselves, just a roster spot, or just to make the team, to get rhythm, to get your plate appearances, your at-bats in, your innings in, to get built up. They're playing to represent their countries in a championship level competition. And last night's game, it was exciting. You had Paul Skeens, future Dodger, out there mowing down hitters. A big game for him, playing in front of a packed crowd. Hey, Paul, if you like that feeling, the feeling you had last night, playing in front of a sellout, seeing packed seats, playing meaningful baseball, Paul, if you like that feeling, I know just the team that can give you that feeling 6 months out of the year in the regular season and a month in the postseason. Force your way to the Dodgers. And then also, we saw great plays by Bobby Witt Jr., some incredible plays from the hole, diving, making great throws. Team USA put up a nice game, but it was the end of the game that made me feel the best. And that, of course, is when Alejandro Kirk grounded into that double play there to end it in the ninth inning. I think if you're a Dodgers fan, you all had that flashback. You saw that play and you thought to yourself, bounces one up the middle, bets to the bag, over to first. To beat the champ, you got to knock him out. That's what I was thinking. That's what you were thinking. Shout out to Alejandro Kirk. And no, I'm not here saying that Alejandro Kirk is a secret double agent from America. Double play leads to the Mexican team losing. Double play leads to the Canadian team, the Blue Jays, losing. But man, it's weird how baseball works like that. The deja vu was priceless yesterday. I could hear it. To beat the champ, you got to knock him out. Now, the question is, what happened with Randy Arozarena and Cal Raleigh? And yes, I'm going to connect it to the Dodgers because that was similar to the moment that we saw with Will Smith, where Randy Arozarena went to get the handshake from Will Smith. He did not oblige. And Randy Arozarena, who is his teammate for the Seattle Mariners, mind you, after the game, he was really upset. And I thought that this maybe was a troll, a fake account, but clearly it wasn't. Randy Arozarena, he went to the media and he was not happy about this. He was not happy about this at all. And this is what Randy Arozarena was translated. He was asked, how do you think I should respond to Cal Raleigh? How should I put it to him? I want to say it in 4 languages. First in Spanish. The only thing, yeah, I mean, it was pretty wild. I mean, this is kind of a recurring theme. And it's really interesting because today Kevin Pillar was saying, hey, it was similar to Kobe and Pau Gasol. And Kobe and Pau Gasol doing where Kobe, the first play when the USA was taking on Spain, and Kobe told his teammates, I'm running through that. I'm running through Pau Gasol. And that kind of set the tone. I get it. It's fine. My whole thing is this. I have no issue with what Cal Raleigh did. And I have no issue with what Randy Arozarena did. I have no issue. I mean, he said, the good to see you, he said he can shove it up his arse, if you know what I mean. He said, F off, go to hell. He said some really hardcore stuff. And here's the thing. Like, I don't have an issue with Cal Raleigh not shaking his hand. That is his teammate. That does not look good from an optic standpoint. I mean, the question I have, though, is, was this the first at-bat of the game? And if that's where this took place, I think then it kind of makes a little more sense. Just, okay, look, man, go dap up your teammate a little bit. Just, hey, give him something. But, I mean, I think people are up in arms about this. I mean, Randy Arozarena, that good to see you, that he said to me, he can shove it straight up his ass, I'm out. Like, the fact that he said that, the fact that Randy Arozarena said that, that's just an awkward encounter. That's weird. And I don't know. I mean, I think that you can say that I'm not, Cal Raleigh's a terrible person. I'm not saying that, but I will say this, that Team USA, they are failing at the let's try to have fun at the WBC challenge. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's loving every moment, celebrating with their country. And you got Cal Raleigh, doesn't he want to slap hands with his own teammate? If I'm Cal Raleigh, I'm doing it. But I'm not talking about the Kobe and Pau Gasol. I'm talking about the Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, right? Where Michael Jordan handshakes Larry Bird and he says something past that, right? That starts with an F. Like, you can still acknowledge your teammate in that situation. I mean, look, here's the thing. It kind of speaks to kind of where the Mariners are at. And there's a reason why the Mariners have never won a World Series. Like, I get national pride, but if that's one of my homies, I don't care what country you're playing for. You're one of my bros, right? It doesn't matter. You are one of my bros. The Kobe situation was totally different. I don't agree with that comparison at all whatsoever from Kevin Pillar, because it's not like Mexico is Spain, right? Spain is a team that they played in the gold medal game. You need to set that tone against Spain. Mexico is not a team that's projected to win. They're not even close to being the favorites. They're not anywhere with Japan or Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic, or, I mean, really it's a 3-horse race, it feels like. So it's not like, oh, I need to set the tone against Team Mexico to show Team Mexico who was boss, to show that USA is superior to that team. I need to set the tone, right? The thing too about this, another reason why I think Kevin Pillar's comparison was stupid was just simply for the fact that, think about this. Did his teammates even see that during the game? Like, was Bobby Wood Jr. poking in and be like, oh my goodness, Cal Raleigh didn't slap his own teammate's hand. Let's go USA. No. But when Kobe ran over Pau, it was in the middle of the action. Carmelo saw it, LeBron saw it, D Wade saw it, Chris Bosh saw it, Carlos Boozer saw it, Michael Redd saw it, Coach K saw it. So it's a lazy, stupid comp in my eyes. Like, that's your homie, man. That's your teammate, bro. And I think too, like, it kind of made it, I think from the USA standpoint, it's like, dude, like what are you trying to say there? So if I'm the big dumper, he took a dump on his own teammate and Randy Arozarena on a national stage. Like I said, that's his choice. I wouldn't do it. I'm not criticizing him, really. I think it's the wrong move. But yeah, I mean, I see why here's the go. Final boss. This is a good question. You know, I saw our boy Dodger Nate. He posted a tweet that it was a tweet of a video of Shohei Ohtani, where Shohei Ohtani is running across the field
for Hyeseong Kim.
Yeah. And yeah, we also saw Shohei Ohtani after Hyeseong Kim went deep, mind you, against his own team.
Yeah.
And he's clapping.
Yeah.
He's clapping.
Yeah.
Right. And here's the question, final boss. You think Will Smith will ignore Shohei if similar situation? Absolutely not. Unless he wants to play for the Angels, right? If he wants to take Logan Hoppy's job, right? I mean, like, no. So that's the thing. It shows a lack of respect for your teammates. The whole thing is Will Smith and Randy Arozarena aren't on the same team. Yeah. Like, that's what changes this all. Cal Raleigh is teammates with Randy Arozarena. Here's the thing too. Like my question, this is if it was J-Rod, if it was Julio Rodriguez, would Cal Raleigh have done it? I think he would have. Like, what is, I don't know. It came off as like, I'm superior to you. You're beneath me. Like, get out of my face. So
yeah, actually, Cal commented on it like that maybe 30 minutes ago. And there were people theorizing that it was because of like the hardtail, the tail heart or whatever it is that he didn't want to get on his hands that Randy uses. And that's why they haven't been shaking hands. But it turns out that wasn't the case. They asked him about it, reporters, and Cal said, there's no beef. I love Randy. Like I said, when we're back in Seattle, he's my brother. He's family. I have a responsibility to my teammates and the country to be focused and locked in. And like I said, there's no harm or bad blood. There's nothing behind it. It doesn't matter who's on the other side. And he said he talked to the Seattle manager and to Randy Arozarena about it afterwards.
Damage is done.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get it. And I do respect the fact. By the way, don't you hate when people are always like trying to justify things that people do with their own theories as to giving the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah.
Like it's the thing, like, it's not my team, right? I'm not a Mariners fan. But it is something where like I am a Randy Arozarena fan. I like players that bring passion, intensity, and a fun element to the game. But it's okay.
Hey, Shohei doesn't ignore Randy. He goes and hugs him and does the.
Yeah, exactly. It's like look at Shohei. Like look how Shohei's handling this tournament. Look at that. I mean, I love this guy. I mean, I will just say that. You know, he just I think there's this element like, hey, like we're taking ourselves too serious. Like I want to see Team USA have a little more fun. And look, here's the thing: they won, and I spell fun WIN, and they definitely had a promising showing. But it's pretty interesting stuff to say the least.
Yeah,
now,
and also like the Kobe comparison, like that happened. That was like a play in the game. Like
exactly.
You know, if there was something where it's like, you know, I don't know if there's like a one-on-one comparison in baseball is like setting a pick and running through a pick. But if there was something that happened in the game where it's like, all right, like Cal was a little more physical with Randy because they're teammates because he wants to set the tone. No, like Kobe and Powell dapped up before that gold medal game.
Fantastic point, Noel. That's why I think it's such a lazy comparison because
yeah.
the move would have been is if Kobe is Randy Arozarena and Cal Raleigh is Pau Gasol, and there's a play at the plate in the first inning, and he just trucks him over, and the ball pops out. Then it's like, let's go, that. I mean, like, but you're right though. I mean, it's not like Kobe ghosted him before the game in the dap up line. It wasn't setting a tone, and like until I hear someone from, until I see Noel the documentary after the series where Paul Skeen's like, yeah, we were kind of in a funk, we weren't into it, and then there was that moment where Cal Raleigh didn't give a handshake to Randy Arozarena, and they were like, okay, let's go win now. Like, until I see that, I'm going to say that.
Yeah, and I know there was a thing that they hadn't beat Mexico in 15 years, so it's like that game was a little more personal for them, but it was a little far.
Yeah, exactly. But give me all this drama. I love it. You got the Dominican players taking the green tea. Didn't Tatis do an update? What did he say?
So he, instead of putting it down, he picked up the tea and he held it up to like the reporters. And then he went like this, like sign me next, like to the company.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Roll with the punches. You got to do it. Now, back to Dodgers spring training. We got Brock Stewart throwing at Dodgers camp. They're looking for a nice development there. And he definitely has been making progress. But really the big story today on the mound isn't just Tyler Glasnow, because Tyler Glasnow, we know where he's heading. But also it is that Roki Sasaki is throwing a B game today. And the Dodgers are hoping to get him 4 innings. They're hoping to continue to build him up so he's ready to go to start the season. And Dave Roberts said today that they're expecting Roki Sasaki to be in that rotation, that he can't see a world where Roki Sasaki isn't in the Dodgers starting rotation to open the year. And that's where my next topic is going. Is what will this Dodgers rotation look like to start the season? Because I think a lot of people think it's just, who are the best starters available from the top of the rotation to the back end? But I think it's a little more complicated than that. And based on what I've heard, it's Yoshinobu Yamamoto, if everything goes right, is going to be the Dodgers opening day starter. And if you look at the way that it lines up for Yamamoto, he's going to be pitching this Saturday for Team Samurai. And then he's going to get one more for the Dodgers to set himself up for the regular season opener. I expect him to get that start March 26th, NBC, Dodgers opening night, late afternoon. It's a 5 p.m. First pitch around that, probably 5:05. So it's a little bit opening day, a little late afternoon, matinee evening version. And then Tyler Glasnow, who went 2 2/3 innings last Wednesday. The hope is that he's the first Dodgers starter to go 4 today. So we still seeing that. He did give up a home run today. The hope is he can work through 4. And then Shohei Ohtani, he's working through the World Baseball Classic. He is doing his side work. He really is going to have to find that normal ramp up and progression. And then Roki Sasaki, like I said, looking for 4 innings today, developing that third pitch, working on that 2-seamer, that cutter, gyro slider. I mean, they're working on some things with him. Justin Robleski, he's looked really good in 3 games. Emmett Sheehan, he's back to work. He's still working through some stuff. He was sick early on during spring training, but he's back in the mix. And River Ryan, he's looked really, really good coming back of a Tommy John surgery. So that young bucket of guys, Emmett Sheehan, River Ryan, Roki Sasaki, Justin Robleski, those guys are pivotal to the start of the season. Gavin Stone, Dave said they dodged a bullet. He's dealing with a shoulder injury. He's not going to be back until at some point, I'm hoping in May-ish, later in May. And then Blake Snell, hopefully late May and early June, something in that world, right? And they're not too concerned about forcing his way back. So really the way that it works out is with Roki Sasaki, barring any health setbacks and barring what Dave, and considering what Dave Roberts had to say today, you have to expect him to be a part of that starting rotation. And you kind of think that what he did to start the year, I mean, he's not going to be throwing 40 or 50% cutters or anything like that. He's not going to be throwing the majority of 2-seamers. He's still going to rely on 4-seam fastball command, on that forkball splitter. And then I think with the reps, the attack plan will balance out for Roki, and because of that, he's going to be a more effective pitcher. Now, as far as how that rotation is going to line up, well, with Shohei Ohtani and the days off to start the year, where you get that first Sunday off, and then you're off every Thursday to start the season, well, the 2 big things to consider here are this. One, that Shohei Ohtani has made it very clear that he wants to pitch this year, that he not only wants to pitch, that he wants to pursue a Cy Young. And if you're going to pursue a Cy Young, you have to make your regular start. So this idea that because of the WBC, because of his ramp up, that they're going to push him off into May or June, well, then he could kiss the Cy Young goodbye. So that is why I don't suspect that he's not going to make his start at the beginning of the year. But the question is, when does that start arrive? And the way that I look at it is you go with Yoshinobu Yamamoto on opening day. And on opening day, you're looking at a schedule where the Dodgers open up March 26th, 5:30 Pacific, the Dodgers home opener against the Diamondbacks. You got 3 against the D-backs, the 26th, the 27th, the 28th. And then you get that day off on Sunday, and then the Guardians come to town. By the way, the back-to-back World Series champions hoodie, a Yoshi bobblehead. Oh man, we'll save that for the walk-off. One of my must-haves. And then I think you see Yoshi again on April 1st against the Guardians. So I think you see Yamamoto on March 26th and April 1st. And then I look at those off days. Would you want to see Shohei before then and then push him off so you can pitch before an off day? Or would you want to line it up where he could go that Wednesday the following week on April 8th, and then you got the off day? I think one of the biggest keys for Shohei is you want to pitch him before those off days. But I think what they'll end up doing is this. They're going to end up going the first turn through the rotation like that. You'll have Yoshinobu Yamamoto getting the opening day start, and then some combination of Tyler Glasnow on that Friday. I'm hoping Tyler Glasnow should be the guy going on Friday. That Saturday, you could see Shohei Ohtani. And then it's that Saturday before the day off on Sunday. So I think that's kind of what makes sense. You give him those 2 days, allow him to recoup. A lot of that has to do on how much he's going to be able to ramp up through the WBC. And then after that, you're looking at some of the younger starters at that point. Is Emmett Sheehan going to be ready to go? Will Justin Robleski be in the mix? Roki Sasaki, River Ryan. So the 30 and 31 dates when March ends, I think you're looking at an Emmett Sheehan and Roki Sasaki home start. And then you go back to Yoshi Yamamoto on April 1st. And then I think with the schedule, the way it lines up after that, stay with me now. The way it lines up after that, I think that's when you start to see the 6-man rotation. Unless you want to throw in an extra Tyler Glasnow start, well, you're going to either have the 6-man rotation go from April 3rd and on or April 10th, because you look at where the rotation sits and the dates. On Friday, you got the Nationals on the road, and then you got the Blue Jays on the road, and then you kind of start that stretch. So the way I see the rotation starting the year, I think it goes Yamamoto, Glasnow, Ohtani. Then I think it's Sheehan, Roki, and I do think that Justin Robleski should be in that 6-man rotation to start the year. River Ryan has looked really good, unless they think that River Ryan is ahead of Emmett Sheehan because of the illness or the buildup or anything. I don't think that's the case. I think that Emmett Sheehan, with the year that he had last season when he was really good at times, versus there were times in a different role in the postseason where he did struggle. I think that the big thing for Emmett Sheehan, and for what I've heard from Emmett Sheehan himself, is that he's never pitched a full season. So I'd be surprised if they didn't have Emmett Sheehan ready to go to start the year. And I think that's kind of how it lines up. I really do. I think it's Yamamoto, Glasnow, Ohtani, Sheehan, Roki, Robo, or you lump Yamamoto with some bookend starts right there. Starts on the 1st, starts on the 26th, starts on the 1st, and you kind of work in the rotation there. I think that River Ryan, you give him a chance to start the season down in AAA, and then he gets the feel for a couple starts down there, and then you run it with him, because the odds of him going 150 to 200 innings, things like that, like, let's not forget, you're going to get Gavin Stone back. You're going to get Blake Snell back at some point. So I think it just all depends on how they view Robo, but Robo's looking really good. Like, everyone wants to just throw Robleski in there as a bullpen guy. Like, to me, Justin Robleski deserves the chance to start more than River Ryan does. Even though River Ryan has looked really good, and he was really good a couple years ago, Justin Robleski paid his dues in the postseason, in the World Series, when he went out there and put up zeros on the biggest stage, and the stuff has just been electric. I mean, the way he's using that fastball, working that cutter, like, he's just looked very impressive, and I think he deserves a shot. And same thing with Emmett Sheehan. I mean, these are guys that really paid their dues to get their opportunities, and then you look back at that. Now, one thing I looked at yesterday was how many starters have the Dodgers used over the last couple of years. And in 2025, they used 5 true starting pitchers, but 17 pitchers started games. In 2024, they used 9 starting pitchers and 17 different pitchers started a game. 2023, 17 different pitchers started a game. 2022, 12 pitchers started a game. And in 2021, 19 pitchers started a game for the Dodgers. So the big question is, outside of the names mentioned, who are pitchers currently in the organization that are going to get opportunities this year? And I think that you kind of look past kind of kind of where we're at as far as the rookies. Then it becomes, who are the depth options? And you got Landon Knack, Ben Kasparius. Could he get built up as a starter again? Jackson Ferris, could he make his debut this season? Gavin Stone, we know, is going to get an opportunity to make starts this season. So you look at that list right there, and then you kind of say to yourself, well, wait a second. I mean, that's not 17 pitchers. Everything goes swimmingly fine. But who are the other guys in the organization? Do we see some bullpen games, right? I mean, will those guys stay healthy throughout the season? Because, I mean, behind that, there's not a ton of guys. I mean, Landon Knack, Bobby Miller dealing with some shoulder soreness. He's basically just been completely moved as a bullpen piece project at this point. But the hope this year is that you don't have to use 17, is my point. And this year, the hope is you don't need that veteran James Paxton type. You don't need that failed Noah Syndergaard project type. You don't need that veteran guy to come in out there and eat innings because of the depth of your young pitchers in this rotation. So last year, Clayton Kershaw made 22 starts, and he had a 3.36 ERA, and he was very effective for long stretches when this team needed him to be. This year, one of the biggest questions the Dodgers are going to have to answer, and something that's going to go a big way to determining if they're going to get 100 wins and win the division and set themselves up for the postseason, is who is going to step up from the young guys. And I think that's so fascinating because if I look at this young rotation, we know the potential that Roki's had. The truth about Roki, he has not established himself as a starter. We also know that River Ryan made 4 starts, had a sub-2 ERA a couple years ago. He has not established himself as a starter. Gavin Stone should have been the highest floor sure shot guy, but he's coming back off of a shoulder surgery, a capsule, rotator cuff, and he's already injured to start the year. Then you look at Emmett Sheehan. I think from a stuff perspective, he certainly gets a nod. And then Justin Robleski, I think that he's a guy that when it comes to overall stuff, I like the fact that he's a left-handed pitcher and you can break up that rotation. So it's going to be really fascinating to see how this rotation shakes out to start the year. And the biggest key outside of just the health of the starting rotation is going to be the development and the growth of the young pitchers in this organization. So I think this year, as far as the feather in your cap, like I'm looking at the pitching development staff. We've heard so much about Mark Pryor and Connor McGinnis and Rob Hill and everyone down there. Well, we're going to have to see it this year too. Like those guys, I think, are going to either get some feathers in their caps this year, or we're going to kind of say, hey, like what's up with the development of these young guys? But I have all the confidence in the world that these guys are going to step up and have big impacts. I think these guys all have great stuff. They're all great character guys. Like, they understand and what it means to be a pitcher and wear that Dodgers uniform. So I'm really excited about that. I think a lot of times when you're talking about a dynasty and great teams, it's always, these are just established veterans everywhere, all-stars at every position. And yes, the Dodgers certainly have that, but they also have a very important need and a role that these young pitchers are going to have to fill. So I think it's the competition within the team this year. It is those young arms who's going to step up and take full advantage. And Dave Roberts definitely thinks highly of River Ryan. And I think River Ryan is the wild card. I think Roki is the project. I think that Gavin Stone is the highest floor. I think Emmett Sheehan is the high floor wild card who has the highest ceiling. And I think Justin Robleski is just a gamer. And I think Justin Robleski can just sling it. And I think he's got a lot of confidence. And at least that's what he told me after having success in the World Series and pitching last year. But here was Dave Roberts talking about River Ryan and the plan for him after pitching yesterday.
I thought River was really good. He made the one mistake, got behind to Bowers and, hit a home run opposite field with the fastball. But the stuff was really good. Some strikeouts in there, command, getting him through, 2 2/3, something like that. Felt good about that. Ryder, I thought, was good as well. He was efficient and gave up some soft contact. But again, filling up the strike zone, and love to compete in both those kids.
I know part of spring is about just certain situations. We did see River coming out of the bullpen. Is that just something where you could potentially see him in a role like that this year? Yeah,
there's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of, wanting to put eyes on him in a major league game and not on the other side. There's a piggyback situation, obviously. We had Emmett starting today, so just to know that he can do it, I think was a good thing. And then also we had River come out of the inning because he wanted Tanner to come into an inning, and then we'll have an off. He'll have 2 days off, and then he'll go 2 out of 3. So we did that with intent as well.
So there we go. We got Dave Roberts talking about River Ryan. Look, like I said, the LA River, because he's nasty, like he's dirty. That's what we call him on this show, right? And I think that that's going to be an exciting name to watch this season. But if I look at the guys in front of him in the rotation right now, I think that the way this group sets up, it's for depth and youth and this youth movement type of depth. But I don't think that it would serve him wrong to start him down there and then let him emerge. If it doesn't happen, I'd be totally fine with it too, because I think that he's built for this moment. And at this point, it's just about which guys are ready. I think they trust all of these guys. I think that they would feel good about each of these guys on the mound on any given night. It's just who is the most ready right now as far as their buildup. Because like even when Shohei Ohtani comes back, is he going to give you 5 or 6 innings, right? Or is it going to be 2 or 3 or 4 innings? Because we know that his biggest value to this team is what he can do with the bat in this lineup. You can do without Shohei in the rotation for a while. You can't do without Shohei in the lineup. That's when it becomes scary season. All right, let's get the 7th inning stretch. I know it was a lot, but I think I set you up. I think we know what the rotation is going to be to start the year. I think we do. I think we're going to see it. Yamamoto, Glasnow, Ohtani. You'll see Sheehan, Roki, Robo. Maybe you mix in Robo higher. Maybe Yamamoto goes on that first, but I think we got it. All right, guys, let's fire away. I want to see your questions. We'll hear from Noel.
We need a comment of the show today.
Okay, so we're going to comment of the show. I see some good ones. This one already makes me laugh. So we'll get those. We'll give you a comment of the show. We'll send you nothing, but you'll get social media. You'll be the social media Dodger, social media king of the day or queen. All right, let's get all your questions coming up next on the 7th inning stretch.
The 7th inning stretch.
All right. First is Lucy Chen. The fact that the Dodgers are so afraid to send Roki to the minors is mind-boggling. For the long term, I do believe Roki needs to be an OKC to work on his command. Look, it's an interesting thought. It's not necessarily a wrong thought, but I think you have to consider everything surrounding Roki Sasaki and the Dodgers. The fact is, the upside potential is still certainly there. The ceiling certainly is there. And really, it's just about, can we get reliever Roki with another pitch and a little more consistency? And look, he came here to start. He didn't leave Japan to be a reliever. He didn't leave Japan to be in AAA. And if you ask the Dodgers, back when they were trying to get Roki, who had the potential to be a pitcher that can basically provide them $200 to $300 million of value for like less than $10 million, right? Less than $15 million, of course, when the arbitration years kicks in. If they're paying him well, that means he's pitching well, so they'll be happy about that. But you're getting a cost-controlled, affordable pitcher for 6 years, right? So if you had asked the Dodgers back when they agreed to bring Roki Sasaki in, hey, you might need to start him in games where maybe there's some guys behind him that deserve a shot over him, or maybe he's not completely ready. So you might take some L's early. There might be some growing pains, some bumps in the road, but would you be willing to do that for the potential that he has? He's got true number 1 potential. Is he far from that right now? Yes, he is. But ask yourself this question. Does River Ryan, does Gavin Stone, does Emmett Sheehan, does Landon Knack, does Bobby Miller, do those guys have true number 1 potential? And they might end up having better careers than Roki Sasaki. But the truth is, when a guy has number 1 potential, that kind of stuff, you kind of have to live with the bumps and bruises. And sometimes you kind of wonder, I mean, what can you gain from AAA? What can you truly gain? He needs to have success against big league hitters as a starter and go through lineups 2 or 3 times, see if guys can adjust to him. Get right-handed hitters out, get left-handed hitters out, find that third pitch. Like, he needs to find that at this level. I don't think he could gain that much down there. I think for River Ryan, he's come back at Tommy John surgery. Roki's not come back at Tommy John surgery, right? Emmett Sheehan's a year removed from his TJ. Like, Robleski's a good in a good spot health-wise as well, and pitched last year in the postseason of the World Series. So I think that's where I stand on that. So I disagree. Respectfully disagree. Noel, I think we got a little Santiago Espinal action. What we got from the game?
Damn, I was so busy grabbing comments I missed it, but it looks like he drove in 2 runs for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they're now leading 3-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. He is a lock to make that opening day roster.
Hey, when Santiago Espinal hits that home run in Game 7 of the World Series, get ready.
Get ready. You know why? Because you're doing a buzzball shoey. That's why we'll be ready.
That's right. I forgot. I agreed to that. That buzzball shoey. So the buzzball shoey is for any Santiago walk-off this year. Okay, I'm happy about it. That's my guy. I made him my guy before he even played in a game for the Dodgers this year. I did it. J.Y. Kim. I remember Santiago. And by the way, Santiago Espinal, don't forget who your day ones are, by the way. Don't forget who your day ones are. Don't forget Santiago, one of the first days of Dodgers spring training when the clubhouse was open and all the media members were running towards Teoscar Hernandez and running towards Miguel Rojas and Will Smith and Tyler Glasnow and all these other players. Don't forget who was the one guy in that clubhouse that ran to you to interview you and that told Dodgers fans, hey, don't forget about Santiago Espinal. You got to put him on your radar now. Okay? Did I do that? I did. And I hope you have a great season, my man. J.Y. Kim, $5 super chat. Got some supers. Show some super love here. Luka Doncic might need this super chat money. We're going to send all of our super chat money to Luka Doncic apparently, right? He might need it. He's got okay. Given how he used the minor league rehab starts, I don't think Roki looks at the spring training games the way that some fans do. He's progressing fine. I mean, that's why Roki Sasaki is so fascinating, because he's just so far from a finished project. And I think that all the hype surrounding him as the number 1 prospect in baseball and everything that kind of went into him coming here, people just expected him to be Paul Skeens day one. He's dealt with injuries. He's dealt with some mechanical issues. Let's give it another go as a true starter and then evaluate from there. I mean, spring training is about tuning up. I mentioned earlier, I was talking to someone that said, hey, he's attempting to throw a pitch because he's trying to learn it more than he would ever throw that pitch, even if he knew how to throw that pitch. Think about what you just said, right? That he's throwing a cutter and a 2-seamer more than he even would, and that pitch is still being learned, and he's throwing it more than he would even if he had the mastery of that pitch, because when he's at his best, his 4-seam fastball and his forkball are still the best. Opponents hit 137 off that splitter last season. They still couldn't touch him. Man Cave, you should submit your Dodgers fan cave. He says, if I look like Kershaw without a shirt on at the end of my life, I'll know I've made it. Dodgers. Okay, I'll read that back. If I look like Kershaw without a shirt on at the end of my life, I'll know I've made it. Bang. It's a nice little contender there. Chris, a fit check. D-Mac, you can't stop wearing that hat now as USA is winning. Okay, we'll rock that. We'll rock that. We got Bob's student show. By the way, who's our friend from Dodgers Explicit?
Which one? Ram?
Yeah, a shout out to Ram because he was making me laugh. He was wearing that cowboy hat in a Mexico jersey and the cowboy boots.
Yeah, he was representing.
He was representing yesterday. I thought that was awesome, man. I thought the energy there was great. Why would there some fans behind the home plate for a while, though?
Man, who knows?
I know, right? Some of those seats. Those fans, geez. Bob student, Shohei all smiles and hugs. It's a freaking tournament with an electrician pitching. Take it easy, my USA boys.
He was doing so good yesterday.
That's a great comment right there.
He was doing so good.
He was. I mean, that what a great story there, huh? So basically, he was an electrician. How long did he go?
He went, I want to say at least 5 or 6 innings.
Jeez,
like not more. But I know it was 0-0 up until the 8th inning, and then Japan exploded.
That is,
he didn't get to face Shohei this year again. Shohei didn't play yesterday.
Yeah, that would have been absolute cinema, I guess, right? We've got Van the Plan, Ant-Man, D-Mac, the hardest working man in all of broadcasting. What's up? We got an update, by the way. It's from Bill Plunkett at Dodgers spring training. Roki Sasaki is through 2 innings versus the White Sox minor leaguers. Gave up a ground ball single to a leadoff hitter. Struck out 6 in a row since, mostly with the splitter. 36 pitches in total. Wow. That is very impressive. And he ends up going 4 innings, gave 1 hit, no walks, hit a batter, had 9 strikeouts in 59 pitches, 40 for strikes. Okay, so stock up Roki Sasaki. And yes, it's a side game. Yes, it was against White Sox minor leaguers, but 9 strikeouts, 6 in a row? Man, they need to televise those. I need to see those televised. Come on now. We've got LOL whack bro. To start over my life as a Dodgers fan, I've learned to listen to D-Mac. More right than wrong when it comes to his evaluations. Yeah, I think I have a pretty good track record for sure. Mr. Seabad, I'm hearing rumors. Is D-Mac having a kid? Inquiring minds want to know. No, definitely not that I know of. But I don't know what Seabad always like hears things. I don't know if these guys like following me. He's got cameras or microphones planted in my house or something. Greg69 says, what can we count on Danny Duffy for innings wise this year? That's a comment of the show contender. I think I would say 0.00. Danny Duffy, the Loch Ness monster of Dodgers history. We heard about him. We've heard the legends, but we don't actually know if he actually exists because we've never really seen him with our own eyes. Bring back Ryu. That's from Young Thug. That's not going to happen, but it was cool to see him out there, definitely. AU Potter, yeah. Edwin Diaz, Sugar has been really, really good in the tournament so far. Diaz has 2 saves so far in the WBC. Absolutely. We've got Man Cave. Knack is just not the dude. He's a great guy, but he's been given his chance and didn't run with it. I mean, I think that's pretty fair. I mean, I think it's a very competitive rotation to crack your way into, as you know. He's going to be there for some depth. He's going to be there to provide innings if the Dodgers are in a position to have to just get deep into their depth. He's kind of deeper on the break in case of emergency. But look, we know he's probably going to somehow, some way, you're going to blink and all of a sudden these guys are going to get their shots at the big league level. We got DS, no more Kirsch. Let's move on. Look, it was just an idea. Don't be mad at an idea. I mean, he goes out there. I mean, that'd be the ultimate. You sign a guy that'd be the ultimate. We've seen those cute little contracts. Oh, Matt Kemp signed one. Let's sign him for a day so he retires as a Dodger. The ultimate is sign him for a day so he can pitch. Throws 1 pitch. Dave Roberts and Shohei and Freddie and Mookie. And you can get everyone. AJ Ellis, Ned Coletti, Sandy Koufax. Get the whole gang out there. They take the ball from Kirsch. He's wearing his uniform. He says to the crowd, and then that's that. And then guess what? He's officially part of the 2026 Dodgers. And when the Dodgers three-peat, they get a ring. I think it's a great idea. I know it sounds a little much, but I think it'd be pretty awesome. And for people to say that pitch would end up in the stands because you give a home run, you're wrong for that. Show some respect to the GOAT. Bruh. All right, we got Adam Tortas plus Buzzballs equal trouble for D-Mac. Not really, because that means that Santiago Espinal just hit a walk-off. So that means that the post-game show will be pretty happy and they'll be into it. So I don't know. I think I'm excited at the possibility of it. Senior Jefe, I've got me a Let's Ruin Baseball tee. It's fire. Appreciate you, Senior Jefe. That's a great t-shirt. If you have not yet, go to gearup.la for the best Dodgers t-shirts in the game. Let's Ruin Baseball is one of the best ones for sure. We got to Daniel says, here we go, gents. Let's have a good show. I moved to Texas. I'll be representing Los Angeles in Houston, my boys. Represent down in H-Town. We've got to ADB. Oh, man. That's a pretty interesting comment I can't read here. Ray Soto bullpen already going to lead Major League Baseball in innings. Alejandro Kirk hit into another double play. Adam Young. So did you watch? Is that the first thing that crossed your mind too? Noel when he hit that double. All we were missing was the broken bat, and that it was unassisted. If it was unassisted, but yeah, I mean they should have just. It'd been so funny if if Joe Davis did the same call.
Yeah.
It just bounces one up the middle, bets the bag, over to first. To beat the champ, you got to knock him out. And then John Small's like, dude, this is just the pour and pull play. Relax, Joe. Yeah, all those. I did like how they brought Joe Davis for that. Like, he got me excited hearing Joe Davis on the call. Steven Nelson had a really great call in the Korean game. Yeah, I forgot. What was it? It was a really good call. It was a pretty epic call.
There's something about rallying from behind and like still like coming out on top. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, he had
like you're headed to Miami.
There we go.
Something like that.
Something like that. Like he's definitely been in his bag during the tournament, as has my boy Jose Mota. So big shout out to them holding it down on the broadcast as well. I like how he clapped back at that Dan Clark sports guy, that clown. Steven Nelson. Be careful if you mess with Steven Nelson. He's not the one. If you mess with Steven Nelson, he will clap back on X. So watch out. I forgot what the guy was. The guy give him crap for? He was saying that Steven Nelson didn't understand the tiebreaker rules.
Yeah,
but they were actually asked to not mention them. Yeah. But the fan, which is extremely impressive, had an entire like handcrafted board of it. Right? Yeah, that's pretty awesome stuff.
Crazy.
I love it. DS, can we upgrade the City Connect uniforms to look more like a uniform for champs, please? I mean, look, you guys know I was pretty against the City Connects, the CD Rejects, the funfetti ones. I mean, look, I will say that I see a lot of kids around the stadium wearing them. I think they've grown on people. Me, I am a new AT&T DirecTV customer, and I can't unsee like how that line looks like of the DirecTV logo through it. So I don't love that, but yeah, I they're going to get a new one at some point, but it's probably not going to be next season because they kept the first ones for a couple of years. It's going to be a while before that. I think the biggest issue I have with the Dodgers is what happened to throwback jerseys in baseball? Why have they not had any throwback jerseys? That's my biggest issue. You could throw back to the 80s gray. You could throw back to the powder blue satin looking ones from Brooklyn. Like there's so many opportunities for throwbacks. And if you're truly going to get every single dollar out of Shohei Ohtani, like we've gone 2 years, no throwbacks. Nike, Dodgers, what are you doing? We've got some more comments down below. The Steven Nelson had a call in the game. Okay. We got
Yu Changyu legend. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, he's been in his bag, dude. Yeah. Like I want to see what the Miami one was though. Yeah, they're having a good time, man. Like, and they've been doing that for a while now. For the so his call for the one was for the Team Korea's victory was from do or die to flying high to Miami.
There we go.
There you go. I love how the dude just chucked his glove up in the air. I love it. Like every single country, it's like this is the greatest tournament we've ever been in. Kike Hernandez, this means more than the World Series. Cal Raleigh not dapping up his own teammate. USA, I'm telling you, they're failing the, hey, let's just have fun at the WBC test.
They don't have the power of friendship.
The power of friendship goes a long way, I'll tell you that much. All right, let's do, so Freddie, yeah, exactly. Okay, guys, so we are running out of time, so let's get to the walk-off.
The walk-off.
All right, today for the walk-off, we have got some more pictures of Yoshinobu Yamamoto's bobblehead collab with Nintendo and Yoshi. You've got the Super Mario Galaxy movie coming out next month, and this is going to be an awesome giveaway. So it celebrates the release of the movie. It's in theaters on April 1st. In the bobblehead, it features Yoshi wearing that white home Yamamoto jersey with a Dodgers hat on. Yamamoto's number 18 jersey painted on the back of his shell right there. And you got the dinosaur with a mitt on it. There was a really cool commercial where Yamamoto was upside down and Yoshi's bothering him. And this is incredible. And what's really interesting about this too is that the ticket prices have already gone way up. So the average ticket price for this one, the lowest, around $130 a seat. And you kind of compare that to another game that was pretty similar. There was on April 14th, the lowest price, like $47 a seat. Like people want this bobblehead. And today, by the way, is National Mario Day, by the way. But Yoshinobu Yamamoto getting a bobblehead for the promotion of this movie. I think this one's incredible because I'm a big Nintendo fan. I love Yoshi. And the fact that he's embraced this too. Because, the interesting thing is the way that their names are spelled, Yoshi and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and how Yoshi's actually spelled in Japanese. They actually, Japanese people never make this connection, ever. They don't see Yamamoto and Yoshi from Nintendo. They don't see this connection. It's an American phenomenon. So it's not something that he was really even known for in Japan in his days there. But I'll never forget when Dieter Rule would start to play, when he was walking off after innings, he would play the Yoshi theme from the Super Mario World version of Yoshi, which is awesome. I think that this is my must. If I could only have one bobblehead for this year, this is what I would pick. I know it sounds crazy, but I've got a lot. I've got the players, man. How many of these do we need? They make these every year. They're not going to just randomly make a Yoshi one. I will say it was right there. And when I say it was right there, Nintendo, Dodgers, you could have made an Alex Vesia Mario one. It was right there. He was Mario a couple years ago. You get the Alex Vesia Mario one. I mean, it would have been pretty awesome. It would have been pretty cool. Pretty cool to see that. If you could have only one bobblehead this year, what would you pick, though, Noel? Anything? You're like the bobblehead king now.
You know me, man. I'm a basketball guy at heart, so I'd go with the Shaq bobblehead.
And the Shaq one's gonna be pretty cool. I mean, I'm guessing it's the celebration of the three-peat.
Yeah.
I think I haven't seen is it confirmed that they're doing the double bobbleheads, like the Kike and Andy Pajes one? Or is that just a rumor?
The catch is not confirmed yet.
Oh, it's not? I was gonna say, because that would be kind of cool, because we've seen a lot of individual bobbleheads, but to see them mix it up with the dual, we're catching and we're adding two players. That would be really cool. I think Edwin Diaz, I was joking to Edwin Diaz about this, hey, do you think they're going to have a button on yours that plays Timmy Trumpet, that plays Narco by Timmy Trumpets? And he was laughing. He was like, hey, man, that'd be pretty awesome. I'm sure they're going to do a good job. So a unique one like that would be pretty cool, because Joe Davis had a similar one last year where you could press it. I'm sure there might be a licensing thing. They're going to have to work out a deal.
Yep.
Let us know down below. Let us know. Let's read a couple of these. Oh, Kyle Tucker as Luigi. Okay. I get behind that. If you guys can only have one Dodgers bobblehead for the upcoming season, I mean, of course, the Ohtani ones are incredibly valuable. Kyle Tucker, the Ice Cube ball. They're doing another Ice Cube one, right? Where he's in the car?
Yeah. This year he's going to be in the car.
Okay, I get it.
Kind of I wish, I love the Ice Cube bobbleheads, but I saw that Baltimore is getting a Tupac bobblehead. I would have.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna have to find a way to get that one. That was pretty awesome for sure.
A Dodgers Tupac one would be incredible.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. We can find a way to mix that in. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Special thanks to Noel getting up at 3 a.m. He's locked in. Did you know Shohei wasn't going to play? Oh, that's got to be a bummer. You woke up and... That's a good point. I did see that. That was awesome. Cal Raleigh would have thrown the ball at the kid's head or something. I'm just saying. Yeah, no, Shohei, he's the GOAT on the field, off the field. Just a perfect specimen. And I loved his. That was a heartwarming moment. I saw the kid running up. And did he get the autograph though?
Yeah, I realized that was muted, but yeah, he gave the ball to a kid that dropped it. I don't think he got it autographed. I think it was he was just working out and then he just threw him the ball.
Oh, so if I'm that kid, I'm like, great, this is cool. Can I have this signed? You know what I mean? Cool, Shohei. How are you supposed to know this ball will touch you? They're gonna have to run DNA tests,
exactly,
right? And check his hands. This is Shohei Ohtani's DNA.
He'll have to have that video on his favorites on his camera when he carries it around. Just play the video on his head. Shohei threw it to me.
No, yeah, that alone is pretty awesome. But it really shows that. I think that Shohei always knows when the cameras are on him, but also even when he doesn't know, he still acts the same way. We've seen him signing autographs and and be really awesome to fans. So pretty cool. I will say he does strategically at spring training. He runs through the tunnel instead of walking, because if he just walks, like, it would be too insane. Like, there'd be too many roars. People be yelling. People be going crazy. So he understands that. But he does sign, though. He does sign. You just got to go every day. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. Remember that if you haven't yet, subscribe to the LA Sports Report. We actually had our biggest episode yesterday. Shout out to NFL Free Agency. Hit the like button over there. Subscribe. Doing a lot of giveaways, talking Dodger baseball over there as well. Hit the subscribe button here if you have not yet. Drop a like, drop a comment down below. And remember that nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. Until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest